Bienvenidos, worldwide fans of the planet's hottest entertainment with an edge. Jaime En Fuego here, welcoming you back to my namesake program, Enfuegotainment, another Rapido Fuego review, fresca in fact, because this film just came out this past weekend. We be talking Finch.
You see, I'm developing something interesting. Giant leap of faith. Now, if you can speak, tell me something about you.
Robots must protect dog.
Warning.
If we don't go before that storm hits, we'll die, all of us. As soon as you can walk, we're leaving.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
That's falling.
1, 2.
Starring none other than Mr. Tom Hanks, multiple Academy Award winner, and this is directed actually by a dude named Miguel Sapochnik. So he is a Argentinian, at least as far as ethnicity goes, but he's a British director that really made a name for himself, most notably with Game of Thrones. He's also done stuff like Altered Carbon, Under the Dome. Prolific television director, but he had only done one feature previous to this, which was the Jude Law sci-fi film called Repo Men. But this is another Tom Hanks film that is unfortunately a victim of originally being intended for theaters, and it is most definitely of theatrical budget and filmmaking quality and all of that jazz, but yeah, it ended up getting sold just like the Greyhound film, the World War II movie that Tom Hanks also did that was originally intended for theaters. This ends up on Apple TV Plus, and since I am an Apple product person, I actually was given like a year free of Apple TV Plus, so not having to pay for that is pretty dope. And you know, Apple TV does not have an abundance of original content, but what they do, most notably stuff like Lacey's Story, Servant, The Morning Show, I mean, their original content is pretty damn good. They spare no expense, as you would imagine from a company like Apple. And even though, yes, this wasn't developed specifically for Apple TV, it was acquired by them and maintains that consistency of quality. And so the best way that I could describe this movie, which I did enjoy, I was not over the moon for it, but it was very solid, entertaining, and sad as well. It's a melding really in a lot of ways of Chappie mixed with Castaway, also with Tommy H., and with a dash, I guess, of like I Am Legend / the Omega Man / Last Man on Earth, but specifically I Am Legend because of the dog companion aspect, so you get some of that Will Smith movie vibes, obviously, the Richard Matheson adaptation. And so, yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic hodgepodge of all those different things, and the befriending of a robot to help Tom Hanks as he's going through this wasteland of what's left of America after they essentially punched all of these holes in the ozone layer. And so temperatures, as you find out at various points early on in the film, get above 140 degrees, and he's going around in this big like Winnebago sort of situation, and he knows that he has ailing health, unfortunately. And so he's worried about his dog that is his companion, and so he decides to like get this robot working, and it's got the most endearing childlike, not just voice and stuff, but humorous sensibilities, and nowhere near as annoyingly voiced as Chappie. I actually am a fan of that Neil Blomkamp film. I enjoyed it, aside from the D-Ant-word, Die-Ant-word, however the hell you describe those clowns. But yeah, I enjoyed Chappie, and so this, as far as the lovable robot and having that sort of connection with the human, the endearingness of it, and also just the friendship that forms, and also the fact that Tom Hanks is old and cranky and kind of raggedy, and so yeah, he relates at one particular moment in this film to our robot named Jeff, if I remember correctly, and he's talking about how right after the world like kind of fell into chaos, that shortly thereafter, you know, everybody's hiding, and he had this encounter where he sees this little girl, and this little girl is going around, you know, scavenging, trying to find food, and she's got a gun, you know, she's got a pistol, man. And so he's like, I deliberately hid because I was just that worried that if this girl sees me, she's gonna shoot me and steal my shit. You know, so it's very obviously a dangerous landscape that Tom Hanks lives in, but aside from that story, you don't really see anybody else in this entire movie. So just like with Castaway, Tom Hanks has some very heavy lifting to do, except at least the equivalent of Wilson can talk in this one, so there is that. But yeah, man, this movie it's sad and yet also heartwarming in that same breath, and so yeah, I was impressed with it, and Miguel directs the hell out of it. Him and his DP put together a brilliant looking film. it's, besides the heartwarmingness and the sadness that I mentioned, there is a fair amount of humor too, and it's very effective. And so, while I, once again, wasn't over the moon for this movie, I didn't freaking love it or anything, this was most def I'd probably give it like 3.5, closer to 4. I don't think I could say that this is a 4 out of 5, a certified Fuego sort of situation, but this was definitely, it was damn good. It was very bueno, and so yes, 3 out of 5 Fuego Fireballs for the most recent from Tom Hanks, that being Finch. And once again, it is exclusively available on Apple TV Plus, and I think it's only $4.99 a month for Apple TV Plus, and those other series that I mentioned are all terrific. Ted Lasso's on there, so I know everybody's over all kind of crazy for that show. I've watched a little bit of it. It's chuckle-worthy. It's amusing. So yeah, I think Apple TV Plus is one of those that gets lost within the midst of the streaming wars in a lot of cases, behind Netflix and Prime and even HBO Max at this particular point. But lots of great stuff on there, including the aforementioned Finch. So I've been Jaime En Fuego. You can find me on all social media sectors like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, here on the Utizzles. That's right. And the sharing, the liking, all of that stuff is supremely appreciated. And lots of other reviews since I relaunched at the beginning of November. Talked about the Book of Boba Fett trailer for the Disney Plus series that is coming out this upcoming December. Tomorrow I have a review of Spencer that is coming, and I also last week did reviews of Eternals, The French Dispatch, The Last Duel. So lots of fun coverage, and lots more to come, everybody. So I've been Fuego, and y'all have been Rad Status, and until the reel of Ka comes around once more, hasta luego, cinemigos, constant viewers and readers occasionally alike. Say thank you. Hopefully we have been well met, and we share more of this film palaver sooner rather than later. And until then, remember that you don't always have to head out to the cinema to watch an entertaining film. Finch is definitely that.